Hello and welcome. This is for the collective, for the energy, timeless. You've been guided to this video that is the time for you. All right, so this is all about the energy, the shift, what to look into, what to be aware of. First card, new beginnings. So this is the card in the tarot that's like the Fool. It is number 0, as 0 is not looked upon as nothing, but it's actually endless possibilities. It is the leap of faith. The energy of not holding, starting a new journey without any restraints, any limitations. It's kind of like diving off a cliff without knowing what's on the bottom. It's like taking a leap of faith, starting from the ground up. It's the Aquarius energy. So in this card, it's like she's leaving a doorway in the background, and it looks like a doorway that's pretty locked down, almost like dungeon-like. So it's almost like leaving behind something that felt safe and felt secure, but it was only because it was something that was known. It was inside the box. So things that are known always feel like a safety blanket, always feel safe and secure, but it is only because you're used to it. You don't have any unanswered questions. So the known is that safe place, but it doesn't mean that it is a positive. We just get lost in what we're used to. But this is all about having the energy of walking out into the universe and not having anything sturdy beneath your feet. So this isn't like the Fool in the regular tarot, but this is leaving behind some kind of security, some kind of structure that didn't seem very didn't seem very potential, or didn't have any room for potential. Something that was keeping you stuck. And this is all about the journey of walking out into the unknown, where it's like you're on the world and it feels like you're going to fall, but it's the energy also of no restrictions, being able to venture out with an open mind and freedom to explore beyond the walls of restriction that have been built up. So this is like walking out into unknown territory, but those are where we end up going the most. So this isn't always the easiest because you're not really sure where you're going. It's kind of it's open, but it's still not being able to see where the next step in front of you is. Almost like you're going to fall off, or you just can't see what's in front of you. So this is all about, it's kind of, you're open to create your own space, but it's all about how you look at things. The Fool isn't an energy that is called a fool for no reason. Sometimes acting carelessly can lead you looking like a fool. So this is about taking a leap of faith, but having a purpose behind it. Because Aquarius is all about being original, authentic, and is the one that'll make the bold move before anybody else will. It's all about learning from your cycles. Because if this is the 0, that means the world was right before this card, which was ending a major cycle, closing out something that was a lesson. So this is bringing you back to the energy of starting over, but with a higher perspective, knowledge, wisdom from the past cycle you've been through. It's not like you just forget everything. So now you're here with a new sense of knowledge. Aquarius is all about ideas, reinventing space, um, technology. So I feel like you really have a new sense of quest, a new sense of ideas on clarity and truth. And so I don't feel like you're walking out necessarily blinded, but I just feel like it's an unknown energy because you are starting fresh, but in a new shifted timeline. You're not relearning the same thing you just learned because you finished the cycle. This is all about like you starting off being able to be free, but also with potential, bold new potential, new ideas, new perspective, ways of new ways of doing things that are outside of the box. Okay, and then we have light, number 19, which is the sun in tarot. So 19, if you add those together, that's 10. And then 10 reduced again is 1. So we have the 0 and then we have the 1. So if you're really looking at this card of light, the sun, it really brings you to the magician. Where are you putting your fire, your power, your energy, where are you putting, are you putting your energy into something that is really just going to burn you in the end? Because the sun, too much sun can actually leave you burned. If you get too close to fire, it can spread and cause disasters. So with this light card, I feel like this is all about energy of using the tools that you've been taught by other lessons where you've grown and you come to an understanding and awareness of what was needing to what was making you stronger, what was bringing out your inner strength. It's all about Leo. And Leo is the sun. The sun is who we end up, we show up to others as. Sometimes it's not really who you're actually meant to be. So I feel like base chakra. Yeah, so it's like with the roots. Base chakra is all about the roots. So that is healing from the roots, which is all about ancestry. It's about family. It's about, it all starts from the roots. So those are things that sometimes we don't even realize. It's like starting with the foundation. If the foundation isn't fixed, if the root of the problem isn't fixed, then it's unable to actually build. It's like you have to go to the root of the issue, and it usually comes from belief systems. So when you come back to the energy of sun and then the magician and the fool, it's about taking a leap of faith into what really empowers you instead of being stuck in the light, almost like blinded by the headlights, blinded by the light, the fame, the missing the like missing the point of it all. So this is all about what you're stepping out into, what you are jumping into, this new adventure, this new creation. It's going to bring you to the energy of what you put out, what your thoughts, what your mind creates is really going to project your reality. It's going to come out. So there's this awareness of the light, the sun, that's needed to be bold and be confident in your choices and not to keep the same cycles going. Sometimes the fool can be foolish and be blinded by the light and the shiny objects and the pretty, and it's kind of like that fool's gold. You get tricked into getting off your path, and it's like it's kind of like that blinded by the light energy. And with the magician, it can be the trickster as well. So I feel like if you're being, it's the energy of being like, you're being tested right now to see if you're going to use these opportunities to we have 2 9, so material harvest and fulfillment of wishes. Yeah, so that's all about learning from these cycles and then bringing it back into when you face the new challenges that come upon you, even if they're being retested. When we have retrogrades, Mercury's in retrograde, pretty much half the year. So those are times when we do go back and we are retested, and it's also a time to reflect, rewind, reflect, and reanalyze, almost like being shown something maybe you didn't see before. So it's new opportunities to really, okay, I took the wrong step, that took, not the wrong step, but maybe you don't want to have to keep going through the same cycle. So it kind of is the wrong step. I mean, every mistake you learn from, but eventually, so if there's something holding you back from being able to, so I just see this card as like really unsure about what to do next. And it's kind of like the world, standing on top of the world, it should be like a positive feeling, but she looks pretty worried. Like she's just not sure what to do, not seeing the light, not seeing. Fulfillment of wishes, number 9. Right. I want to clarify this a bit. We have temperance. That's Sagittarius, seeing above the situations, seeing through the illusions, and taking the light and the dark and working with it. Not being stuck in fear, but expanding. All right, what is this new beginning? New beginning. All right, new beginning, and we have the Empress. Yeah, so the Empress, the Divine Feminine, number 3. This is all about the energy of love, growth, and balance. So with the Empress, she knows that abundance is something you don't hold on to. It is something that when you, it's like when you evolved into past the energy where you understand all 4 of the queens. It's like this is the embodying of all 4. So she's always pregnant. She's always birthing new cycles. Um, she's nurturing. But this again is all about the cycles, the flow of life, the healing. And with healing comes, it's not always the easiest thing, but this is the energy of that you are meant to go through these cycles to grow. That's what this is all about. And if you didn't have if you didn't have these challenges in life, you didn't have any obstacles, nobody would grow. So this is trusting that you are meant to continue cycles. And if you feel stuck where you are, that's just part of the process. So I think needing to look at the positive over the negatives. It always sounds like an easy answer, but you need to look forward at what why this whole journey started and how far you've come. That this is just another step in the cycle. And nothing happens to you, it happens for you. And Nine of Pentacles, that's all about your own success, your own seeds of growth. You're able to have the abundance of harvesting new seeds and being able to take something and grow it into something completely different. And it's the understanding of yeah. So for the Nine of Pentacles is your own success in abundance. This is and the Empress. So this is you having that not just financial, but any kind of abundance. You know, it's like you realizing that you have an apple and okay, you can't feed a community with an apple, but you take those seeds and you plant a couple apple trees, and that would be like Nine of Pentacles. It's the abundance, the cycles, and having that energy of harvest, cultivating growth. All that yellow too. And I feel like it's through the energy of being left out in the cold, the Five Pentacles. You know, like that's when you realize when you have nothing, that's when we appreciate. Sometimes we have to get knocked down off our pedestal or off, off of everything that we felt secure in to show that that's not what security is, that we can't hold on to things, people, objects, nothing. All you can really hold on to is your beliefs and the understanding that we can't hold on to energy, people, because it's holding on to things actually causes the universe to want to pull it away even more to show you that you are not growing in that mindset, that it is these forever cycles of growth are what cultivate us. It causes us to grow, evolve, and come in better and stronger. There's no cycle that's completed and you start another one where it is worse than the one before. Always better, always. Okay, so it's all about using your resources and your lessons, your growth and everything, and putting that into a new way of living. Because with Virgo, it's health, it's healing, but it's also taking something and fixing it up a little bit, and then having a healthier way to do things, a faster way to do things. So it's doing things um, in a more logical, strategical way that will help not just yourself, but other people. So this is all about just investing in love, investing in growth, investing in those cycles that are just going to continue to flow. And it's not just your own personal, this actually will go out into the consciousness. So yeah, this is all about seeds of growth and planting stronger foundations. All right. So these new beginnings always seem scary, but you have the wisdom, you have the magician energy. So just don't let anything trick you off your path, because there's always going to be challenges that come up just to test you. And it's not because you deserve any kind of karma or anything. This is usually the strongest ones get the most tested, okay? Because they're the ones that are able to take something negative and completely turn around to something positive. That's the alchemist, turning pain into love. It's not an easy thing to do, but that's fulfillment of wishes. That's what All right, so yes, definitely healing the root chakra. So that's probably an ancestral new way to cultivate healing, cultivate the divine feminine. So this cultivate these seeds on how we look at healing and not holding on to the pain, because it is part of the cycle. The more we hold on to it, we stay in regret. And when we stay in regret, it causes a blockage in healing. It causes conflict, inner conflict, right? Needing to rise above the situations. It's not the easiest, but look at every opportunity for something to grow, whether it's negative or positive. Something is shown to you didn't want to see. Well, isn't it better that you saw it than didn't? You'll appreciate it later on. And Ace of Wands, it's this new inspiration coming in. This is all about creativity, positivity, optimism. Um, this is about starting something new. It's like the lighter igniting the fire, it's like that moment of aha, your inspiration towards desires, passion. It's just this inspiration of that really sets you off into a new direction and looking at the world in a different way. The Two of Wands, it's like two paths. Really starting to think, like, am I making the right moves? Am I making the right options? Is everything as shown to me an illusion? Is everything a self-sabotage? Nine of Swords is in my head. Am I in the Tower, right? The Tower always comes in when we're in a self-imposed prison of our mind, and all we're doing is creating more problems. Where it's better to take something and try to figure out how to look at the value of it and how to reinvest, how to grow, how to um, work with the energy, not always against it. And it doesn't mean that you have to be agree with some, but it's sometimes fighting whatever we don't want to happen. That's when we discover our truth strength, right? That is the card of going through the challenges and not coming back stronger, not coming back angry and wanting to bite everybody and wanting to, but this is almost like being able to tame the beast inside, knowing your own inner strength, not having to look at the lion. The lion doesn't attack everybody, but the lion walks around like he knows he can attack everybody, right? But also the thing about lions is they're very playful, so it's almost like learning your own strength and your own inner power and not giving it away to others by reacting. And sometimes not saying anything and walking away from situations, is part of the energy of self-improvement and growth within yourself, right? Growing your own success, happiness, and that is almost breaking cycles of staying away from conflict, staying away from things that are just going to sabotage you. And it's from the reflection of the Hermit. The Hermit is Virgo energy. So this is the awakening of the light. When you're in those dark times, this is when that inner light, the inner compass turns on. And it's like when you feel like you're the most hopeless, and it's just almost like that is when you come to this realization of you've had the light in you this whole time. So this is the energy of guiding you through those dark times, and the wisdom that you are being shown. You're going to come out a different person. All right. So yeah, and the star, Aquarius energy, from the Fool to the Star. Right. Start off as the Fool, unaware of anything, not sure, but also not holding yourself in restrictions and limitations. And the Star is Aquarius energy, where it's the Aquarius that's the energy of doing things that are completely outside the box that people think they're crazy, because the story behind the water barrier on the Aquarius sign, or on the star card, is it's the water barrier. So instead of having to feed the the community with just a cup of water, this water barrier bearer comes up with the idea to use a whole pot. and come back with it like that. And everyone thinks they're crazy for doing this idea. And whenever they come back and it actually works, they're like, oh my gosh, wow, you're so smart. But the thing with the Aquarius energy is when you do go outside the box and you go against the grain, people are going to think you're crazy first because they didn't think of that idea. And then just like the scientist, and then when you prove them wrong, it's almost like that energy of not being scared to unimpress people or to rub people the wrong way, and then to just literally do it not for recognition, do it because your mind is able to think of those ideas that other people can't. And yeah, and that is your reading. All right. Bye.